Good morning and welcome again in the second introductory video of computer networking. It is the unit in both CS as well as IP syllabus, right? So here in the first video you understand about what is network or what is data communication. Now in this video we will discuss about why we require networking, why networking is needed in different offices, in schools, in colleges and in big setups, right? Here in this video lecture, two different diagrams are there on the board. Here the first diagram where three different computers are there, and in the second diagram 6 different computers are connected with each other, right? So here in this video we will discuss about the requirement of networking. The very first thing, why we require networking, the very first advantage of networking is resource sharing. Resources means what? Resources means the different computing devices that are connected with our computer as a hardware peripheral. These devices are known as resources. Printer is there, web camera is there, DVD, CD writer is there, scanner, photocopier machine. These are the resources of our computer system, or we can say different hardware devices or different peripheral devices, right? Now to understand this concept properly, first come to the diagram number 1. Here three different computers are there and printer is connected with the first computer only, that is PC1. Now, suppose these three computers are not there in a network, these are the standalone computers, then what will happen? Printer is connected with this PC only. Somebody is sitting on PC2 and he want to take printout by using this printer. What he can do? What is the process? If these three computers are standalone means not connected in any network, not connected with internet. So the last option is the user take his file in a pen drive, go to the PC1, sit here, attach the pen drive, and then very first open the file, then send it to the printer for printout. Here it is a time consuming process. Now if we want to remove this timing, then what we can do? If these three computers are standalone, we just purchase three different printers, attach the printers with each and every PC. If the cost of a printer is near about 5,000 rupees, so 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 15,000 extra amount expended expenses in this diagram 1, right? Come to the diagram number 2. Most common approach here. One modem is connected with PC4. Total 6 different computers are there. PC4, with this PC4, modem is connected. What is modem? Modem is modulator and demodulator. If you want to access internet on your computer, you require modem that is attached with your PC. Now modem is connected with PC4 only. All these computers are standalone, then you can access internet on this PC only, PC4 only. Internet is not accessible from here, not accessible from here, and these three computers no internet connectivity in the rest 5 PCs. तो क्या करें भाई? If we require internet accessibility to all these 6 PCs, we have to purchase different modem. Means 6 different modem we should purchase for that. 6 different internet connection also we should take for that. After then only we can access internet by all these 6 PC. How much cost, how much expense it is there if all these PCs are standalone. Right, now just see this one, CD DVD writer is attached with this one PC. If somebody want to access DVD, then he should sit on this computer only or attach the CD or DVD writer with all these computers. Right, now this concept is there if all these PC are standalone. Now if we connect these computers with each other and form a computer network, then what will happen? Suppose, now just come to this diagram. Here 3 computers are there. All these 3 computers are connected with this central wire. It is a central wire. We can say backbone wire, or we can say core wire of network. It is a central wire. All these computers are connected with this central wire. Just see the wiring. This first wire, second wire, and it is the third wire. So these computers are connected with each other. Now, once you connect all these computers and you just sit on PC2, while sitting on PC2, if you apply a print command, automatically the printer is connected, automatically the print command is supplied to the printer. Here this printer is known as a shared printer. Shared means the accessibility of this device, accessibility of this printer is available through all the computers of the network. It is known as resource sharing. Now come to this second diagram. Here 6 different computers are there. If I connect all these 6 different computers with each other, what will happen, or how I can do? Here it is the these computers are connected with a central device. Just see the diagram. Central device, it is known as hub or switch. By using hub or switch, I just connected these 6 computers with each other. Now all these computers are connected. Modem is attached with one PC only, and now I can access, I can take the modem, use of modem in all these 6 PCs of my network. Only one internet connection, only one modem. With the help of single internet connection, I can flow internet accessibility to the entire network. 6 PCs are there or 60 PCs are there. Internet accessibility is flow from this PC to others. It is known as resource sharing. If we connect computers with each other, the cost, overall cost of the network is somehow reduced, and the peripheral devices can be shared with all the networking computers. It is known as network resource sharing. Now come to the second point. It is storage sharing. What is storage sharing? Storage. To store our file, to store our data, to store our software, the primary storage device of our computer, it is hard disk. Right? Now, hard disk PC1, come to the first diagram, PC1, PC2, PC3. If all these computers are standalone, we should purchase hard disk for each and every computer to store the individual data of the user. Here, the hard disk cost is near about 2,500 or 3,500, something around that. Now, if computers are connected in a network, I can remove the hard disk from PC1 and PC3. I can attach a single hard disk in PC2, and PC2 is converted as a file server, and then the work PC1, PC2 and PC3, all these computers' data can be stored centralizedly in this PC2. It is known as storage sharing. We can share files, we can share our data, we can share the software in a single computer also. Done. Now the third point, third advantage, software or file sharing. What is this concept? File sharing. Now suppose I have created some files while sitting on PC2, near about 1 GB files I have created in this PC2. Right? Now, if I want to share my files to PC1 and PC3, I just take the help of pen drive and copy and paste the file into the pen drive and then install my file into different PCs. It is a time consuming process. It will require a lot of time to copy and paste 1 GB or more than 1 GB data into different PCs. Now, if all these computers are in a network, I just do one click only. I just select all my files from my PC and convert these files into shared mode. My files are shared now, and once my files are in shared environment, my files can be accessible from PC1, can be accessible from PC3. It is known as file sharing. Software sharing means what? Just purchase a software and install the software in any one PC of your network and use this software from all the networking computers. It is known as software sharing. Clear? Now the next point, high speed data communication. Now the very important term, what is data communication? It is the very important term of this chapter. Data communication means what? To transfer the data from one computing device to the another computing device, it is known as data communication. You can do this data communication with the help of pen drive. You can do this data communication with the help of CD or DVD, or by using internet, by sending the email, or by using networking also. Here it is data communication. Now here high speed data communication. High speed means what? I want to send 5 GB data to all my computers, all my networking computers. For 5 GB data, if I copy and paste this data into a pen drive, it will take a lot of time to first copy in the pen drive, then I just sit with different PCs, then attach the pen drive and paste these files into different computer. It will take near about 1 hour time if data is 5 GB or more. Now, if computers are connected in a network, high speed data communication can be occurred. Means what? Select your file, click on the shared menu, shared your file from your PC. Now your 5 GB data is available to all the networking computers. It is known as high speed data communication. Then the next point is cost efficient. Cost efficient means what? Just purchase one printer for your network. 10 PCs are there in your computer's network. Each and every PC can use the facility of this printer. Just purchase one modem only. Just purchase one scanner only, and you can use the single device to your entire network. So cost are reduced easily. So here it is a cost efficient. Now if you want to connect, and we just find out what is the overall cost of a network. If you want to connect near about 20 computers under one roof in a network, what will be the cost to form the entire network? Right? Cost means what? You just purchase one central communicating device, or you just purchase one Hubbard switch. Cost of Hubbard switch is near about 1000 rupees. Then you have to connect these pieces with a special wire. The cost of the wire for 10 computers, it is near about 2000 or 3000. So 3000 is for wire, 1000 is for Hubbard switch, 4000. Then some small connectors you need. Near about 4500 rupees expense, you can connect 10 different computers with each other. So how cost efficient it is? Networking is not much cost, much expensive. Clear? So it is cost efficient. Now the next point is, it is the advantage of networking that your data is safe and secure. How? When you connect your PC in a network, different protocols are attached with your PC, are attached with your network automatically, and with the help of these protocols, we can save our data, we can secure our data with the different users, with the virus attacks, and with these different possibilities of the hacking also. So here, just I want to give one example here. Suppose I am having my PPT in this computer, PC2, and I want to share my PPT to all these network computers. Here, when I am going to share my file, computer asks me the file permission. File permission, the first one is read only. Read only means if I give read only permission to my file, it means that different users that are sitting on these different computers can read my file only. They cannot modify my file content, they cannot delete my file, they cannot update my file. So through the file permission, we can save our data, we can secure our data, in a network. Right? Next one, the last one, chat and messaging between users. Chat. Text chat is there, video chat is also there, some messaging softwares are also available for a network PC. Now, if you want to establish a chatting environment throughout your network, you just take the chatting software or messaging software from the internet and install this software into different computers. 6 computers are there. I have to install the same software into all these 6 computers. Right? When the chatting software is installed, now the users that are sitting on these computers can chat with each other, can message with each other so that a efficient working environment is developed. Right? So these are the advantages of computer network. So advantages are so high that nowadays in each and every office, in each and every bank, in each and every school, colleges, each and every setup, networking is the essential requirement. Computers networking is the essential requirement due to these importance, these advantages of network. Right? Now come to these 2 diagram again. Now we have to understand, we are going to understand about some networking related terms. Right? Just see, in the first diagram, here it is the first diagram, 2 different diagrams are there and both the diagrams are separated with this dash line. In the first diagram, 3 computers are there and 1 printer is there. Right? Now, each and every computing device that is connected in a network is called node. N-O-D-E, node. So how many nodes are there? First node printer, then second, third, fourth. In this network segment means a part of the network. In this network segment, 4 nodes are there. Count each and every computing device of the network. It is known as node. Right? Now come to the second diagram. First node is modem, then second, third, fourth. Fifth node is scanner, 6, 7, 8 and then 9. 9 different nodes are connected in the segment 2. Right? It is known as node. Now, out of these 4 nodes in the first diagram, count the number of computers. How many computers are there in the first diagram? 1, 2, 3. 3 PCs are there. The total number of computers in the network are known as workstations. So, out of these 4 nodes, 3 workstations are there in segment 1. If we talk about segment 2, out of 9 nodes, 6 workstations, because here 6 computers only. So, 6 workstations are there in this segment 2. Right? I hope the diagram is clear in your mind. Yeah, one more important thing we have left it. Just see the diagram 1. Here, I connected these 3 computers in a particular style. What is this style? I just attach a core wire with the help of wall. This one, it is the core wire. It is attached on the wall. I just attach a core wire on the wall and small teeny wires from each and every computer to the node, computer to the central wire, computer to the central wire. It is known as the style to form a network. Style is known as topology. It is a specific topology, and if you want to learn the name of this topology is known as bus topology. Topology means style, simple style by which you can connect your computer. A lot of different styles are there. In this style, bus topology, a central wire is connected on the wall, and then different wires from different computers are coming down and connected with this core wire. It is the bus topology. Now just see the second diagram. Here different style is there, different approach is there. Here in this diagram, I just connect these 6 computers with a central device. This central device is known as hub, or you can attach switch also. I attached these 6 computers with this central device, it is known as hub, and somehow it looks like a star, right? Just see it. One wire, second wire, third wire, 4, 5, 6 different wires, and all these wires are coming out from the computers and attached in a particular device that is known as hub or switch. So this topology, this style is known as star topology. Topology concept is there in our chapter. So by this we can finish our video lecture here. Just keep in mind that these are the major advantages of network, right? And then just remember all these new terms. Node, what is workstation, what is segment, what is topology. Just remember these points in your mind. Thank you very much.